They told us that after 60, the game is already decided, that energy fades, sleep gets lighter, and the calendar quietly takes things away. But let me ask you something braver. What if the years ahead are still negotiable? What if a few quiet choices on your plate could change the texture of your mornings, the way your knees feel when you stand, the clarity in your thoughts when the sun first hits the window, the calm that settles before bed? Tonight, set aside everything you've heard about complicated diets and impossible routines. I want to show you how longevity after 60 can be shaped by small, repeatable actions that respect your body, your schedule, and your story. Beyond 60 Wisdom, dear everyone, welcome. I'm here not to lecture, but to walk beside you. I've sat with many people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, and I've seen a pattern that keeps surprising me. The ones who keep moving forward aren't chasing miracle fixes. They're keeping promises to themselves that are simple enough to keep. A spoonful of something kinder, a swap that makes dinner feel lighter, a habit that doesn't fight your life, but fits it. Let me paint a picture. You open your fridge and reach for what you've always reached for, and then just once, you reach for something else. Not a drastic overhaul, a gentle trade. You drizzle a little golden oil over warm greens. You choose a small bowl of hearty grains that sit comfortably and carry you through the morning. You add a handful of colorful fruit in the afternoon lull. Not because someone on the internet said so, but because you want to see how your body answers when you treat it with steady care. That's the spirit of longevity after 60. Small votes, cast daily for the life you still want. If that thought stirs something in you, curiosity, caution, even a little doubt, good. It means you're listening to the part of you that isn't finished yet. And if this message helps you feel seen, supported, and ready to try one small change, please subscribe to Beyond 60 Wisdom. Your support gives us the heart to keep creating practical, respectful guides you can actually use. Now, before we go deeper, let me ask you a question to hold in your mind. If you could choose only one shift this week, which would you try first? A simple swap at dinner that feels lighter but still satisfying. B, a steady afternoon snack that helps you feel clear and even. Type A or B in the comments and tell me why. Your answer might help someone else who needs the same nudge today. Don't go anywhere. The most useful part is next, the gentle blueprint for 7 everyday foods that many older adults find easy to enjoy and easy to repeat, and the tiny rhythm that helps them stick. Stay with me, because a single idea in the next section might be the one that changes how your next year feels. Quietly, kindly, and for good. Helen's story begins in a quiet kitchen at 6:30 a.m. when the light is soft and the house is still. She told me she was tired of waking up already behind. Stiff knees, busy mind, a day that felt heavy before it even began. We didn't chase perfection. We tried one gentle promise at a time. She swapped the sweet pastry for a small bowl of old-fashioned oats, warm and steady, with a sprinkle of chopped almonds. At lunch, she added a handful of dark leafy greens and a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. Not a diet, just a kinder plate. At 3 in the afternoon, when focus usually thins, she reached for a half cup of berries. 2 evenings a week became 3, where salmon went in the oven instead of something fried. A few nights, a small cup of plain yogurt after dinner ended the day calm. None of it was extreme. All of it was doable. And after a few weeks, the reports were quiet but clear. Mornings felt lighter, sleep came easier, and walks reached the end of the street without that familiar tug to turn around. When people ask why these changes matter after 60, I tell them this: the body still listens. It doesn't demand grand gestures, it responds to steady signals. Oats offer the kind of fiber that helps your energy hold. Beans and lentils deliver a patient protein that's easy on the system. Leafy greens bring the minerals that make blood pressure feel supported, and bones feel cared for. Olive oil carries protective compounds that favor gentle rhythms. Berries contribute the colorful helpers that the brain appreciates. Fermented dairy, like plain yogurt, offers live cultures that the gut often thanks. And fatty fish brings the well-known oils that many hearts and joints seem to like. None of these are magic. Together, repeated, they're persuasive. The point is not restraint. The point is replacement. When a better option moves in, the harder one quietly moves out. I push back on the old story that aging is only subtraction. What I see, again and again, is addition. Adding foods that respect your day, adding rituals that you can keep even when life is busy, adding simple flavors that make meals feel like care instead of control. The brain trusts what you repeat, so we design choices that are small enough to repeat. That's the real turning point, when habit carries you even on a rough day. Helen didn't become someone else. She became more herself, with a routine that fit her life like a well-worn sweater. Here's the part that surprises most people. The biggest difference often comes from the smallest lever: a tablespoon of olive oil on greens, a reliable afternoon berry bowl, fish twice a week in place of a heavier entree. These moves look modest on paper, yet they echo through the evening and into the next morning. They are votes for how you want your years to feel. Clearer, steadier, kinder. If this picture matches something you've wanted but weren't sure how to begin, stay with me. In the next section, I'll lay out a simple, memorable rhythm for 7 everyday foods. How to rotate them, how to portion them, and how to make them stick without effort, so you can carry this from the page to your plate and feel the difference where it counts, in the life you live tomorrow. Across the world, in places known for long, steady lives, the kitchens look different and the languages change. But the rhythm is familiar. Meals are built from simple building blocks, repeated with care. That's the spirit I want for you, right here at home. A pattern you can keep because it respects your day and honors your taste. Longevity after 60 is not about chasing perfect. It's about choosing a cadence that carries you. Think of it as a gentle drumbeat running under your week. Small notes, repeated, shaping how your mornings feel and how your evenings settle. Here's the cadence I've seen work for many older adults, translated into plain steps. Start with 3 daily foundations that ask almost nothing of you. First, a handful of dark leafy greens, warm, sautéed, or in a simple bowl with a squeeze of lemon and a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. Second, either oats or a serving of beans or lentils, something steady that sits comfortably and gives your day a smooth arc. Third, keep that olive oil close. A tablespoon at each main meal becomes an easy promise. These aren't rules. They're anchors that keep your energy even and your plate kind. Layer in 3 weekly highlights that feel special without being complicated. Fatty fish, like salmon or sardines, twice or 3 times a week. Prepared simply so the routine feels light. Plain yogurt or kefir on 4 or 5 evenings. A small cup that your digestion may appreciate as the day winds down. And when the afternoon dip arrives, a half cup of berries becomes your small ceremony, colorful, bright, and satisfying without the crash. None of this requires a new identity. It fits the life you already live. The final note is one quiet joy that reminds you, this is about living, not restricting. Choose a flavor or ritual you love. Fresh herbs on your greens, warm spices in your bean soup, a favorite mug for your evening yogurt. Pleasure helps memory. The brain returns to what feels good and safe. That's why we design habits that are gentle and repeatable. They teach your body to expect steady care, and your body often answers with steadier days. If you're worried this will be hard to maintain, let's make it easier. Choose one habit for 7 days, no exceptions, even if the rest of your day is messy. Then keep that habit and add a second the next week. When life disrupts you, and it will, return to your anchor, greens and olive oil, or oats in the morning, or your afternoon berries. You are not starting over. You are resuming a rhythm. That mindset shift turns effort into momentum. This is how we connect distant maps to your own kitchen table. The same materials, the same patience, the same trust in small steps that compound. In the next part, I'll show you exactly how to rotate all 7 foods through a real week, what to buy, how to portion, and how to keep it affordable and enjoyable, so your plan moves from hopeful to automatic. Don't step away now. The most practical and important section is coming up, and it's the piece that helps the whole idea click into place for your life tomorrow morning. Think of this as bringing the map right onto your kitchen counter. Longevity, after 60, lives or dies in ordinary minutes, standing at the sink, reaching into the pantry, deciding what goes on the plate when you're a little tired. So we'll build a week you can actually live with. Start with a calm shopping list, A bag of old-fashioned oats, 2 cans of lentils or beans, a quart of plain yogurt or kefir, 2 pints of berries, a big clamshell of dark greens, a small bottle of extra virgin olive oil, and 2 portions of salmon or another fatty fish. Add simple companions you already enjoy: lemons, garlic, onions, herbs, a loaf of sturdy whole grain bread. Nothing exotic, nothing fussy. Your kitchen should feel welcoming, not like a lab. Now give each day an easy backbone. Mornings, rotate oats with beans on toast. Oats can be warm with cinnamon and a few chopped nuts, or soaked overnight if you prefer cold. Beans on toast sound humble, but with a slick of olive oil and a squeeze of lemon, they carry you through errands without the mid-morning crash. Lunches, anchor with greens, plus a steady carbohydrate, leftover beans, a scoop of oats baked into a savory slice, or a small baked potato if that sits well with you. Then finish with a tablespoon of olive oil. Dinners, 2 or 3 nights, slide fish into the oven with lemon and pepper. On the other nights, a pot of lentil soup or a skillet of greens and eggs keeps things warm and quick. Most afternoons, make a small ritual of berries. Use a favorite bowl. Sit down for 5 minutes. Let color and calm be part of the routine. Portions can stay modest and satisfying. A handful of greens is enough. A half cup of oats or beans is plenty. And that tablespoon of olive oil is your quiet promise at each main meal. If dairy fits your life, keep yogurt or kefir for the evening. A small cup can help the day land softly. If dairy doesn't suit you, choose a cultured non-dairy option with live cultures listed on the label. Flavor matters because pleasure is the bridge to repetition. Keep herbs on the counter. Toast your spices for 30 seconds before they hit the pot. Warm, simple aromas tell your nervous system, this is care. Affordability and time are not afterthoughts, they're design constraints. Buy frozen berries when fresh are costly. They're often picked at peak ripeness and work beautifully. Choose canned fish like sardines or salmon when prices climb. They're easy to keep and prepare. Make double lentils and freeze half. Future, you will be grateful on a busy night. When hands feel stiff, switch to pre-washed greens, jarred minced garlic, and an electric can opener. You're not cutting corners. You're choosing continuation over fatigue. When life knocks you off rhythm, return to one anchor instead of starting from 0. Maybe that's the afternoon berries, or the olive oil on warm greens, or oats in the morning. One anchor restores orientation, and orientation brings momentum back. This isn't a performance, it's a relationship with your own day. Let meals be steady company, not a battlefield. Stay with me for what comes next. I'll lay out a clear, real-world rotation for all 7 foods, how to stock for a full week, how to mix and match without boredom, and how to keep this rhythm going when travel, family, or low-energy days show up. So the plan holds even when life gets loud. Part of what makes longevity after 60 real is learning to hear your body again, quietly, without fear, and without chasing perfection. I ask people to watch for gentle signals instead of dramatic promises. Do mornings feel a touch steadier after oats or beans? Do evenings land more softly when a small cup of plain yogurt or kefir closes the day? Do walks feel a little easier when greens and a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil show up at lunch? None of these answers need to be loud. We're looking for the kind of improvements that slip into your week and stay. That's how a pattern becomes yours, not a phase. Personalizing the 7 foods is simple when you use curiosity instead of pressure. If berries feel too tart, fold a few into warm oats so their edges mellow. If leafy greens taste bitter, sauté them with garlic and a squeeze of lemon. Bitterness often softens with heat and acid. If fish feels intimidating, start with canned salmon or sardines on whole grain toast, finished with olive oil and cracked pepper. If dairy isn't your friend, choose a cultured non-dairy option with live cultures on the label. If chewing is tiring some days, switch textures. A blended lentil soup, a spinach omelet, or a yogurt bowl with softened oats. We are not forcing a menu. We are shaping it around what you'll actually keep. When cravings tug, I don't fight them head on. I redirect them. A sweet pull in the afternoon meets a half cup of berries with a few chopped nuts. A desire for something rich at dinner meets salmon baked with olive oil, lemon, and herbs. A need for comfort on a cold night meets warm lentils with onions and spices. Taste buds learn, especially when the alternative is satisfying and easy. Pleasure is a tool here, not a trap. It teaches the brain to repeat what feels good and leaves you feeling steady afterward. Life will interrupt you. Travel, holidays, fatigue, appointments that run long. That's normal. Keep one anchor you won't negotiate. Maybe oats in the morning, maybe olive oil on greens, maybe berries at 3 o'clock. One anchor keeps the rhythm audible even when the day gets loud. If a week goes sideways, you're not off plan. You're stepping back into a pattern that was designed to welcome you home. That mindset, resume, don't restart, protects motivation far better than any rulebook. Budget and time are part of the plan, not obstacles to it. Frozen berries are often excellent and affordable. Canned beans and fish are dependable, fast, and pantry-friendly. Pre-washed greens and jarred minced garlic reduce the handwork on stiff finger days. Batch cook lentils and freeze in flat bags so they thaw quickly. Put olive oil, lemon, salt, and pepper within arm's reach. If the tools of care are visible, care happens. Finally, I invite a small, honest check-in each night. What fed my day today? Food, movement, connection, rest. What is one tiny thing I can repeat tomorrow? That question is the hinge. It turns knowledge into rhythm, and rhythm into results you can feel without forcing them. In the next part, I'll give you a clear 7-day rotation, meals, portions, timing, and simple flavor swaps, so you can carry this from intention to automatic, even on your busiest week. Don't step away now. The most practical and important guide is just ahead, and it's designed to meet you exactly where you are. Longevity after 60 becomes real when food choices and daily rhythms are tied to something deeper than willpower, identity. Not, I'm on a plan, but I'm the kind of person who gives tomorrow a fair chance. That shift matters more than any rule. So we design the day to make the kinder choice the easy choice. Keep olive oil, lemons, and a small bowl for berries where your eyes land first. Put oats in a clear jar on the counter. Slide a pint of yogurt to the front of the fridge. Move beans and lentils to the top shelf of the pantry. When the environment is aligned, effort drops. You aren't trying harder, you're reaching for what's ready. Rituals help the mind keep promises. Choose 2 small anchors and give them names. Morning steadiness can be your 7-minute start. Warm oats or beans on toast, water, and a breath at the open window. Afternoon clarity can be your 3 o'clock reset. Half a cup of berries, a short walk to the mailbox, and 3 long exhales before you head back inside. Evenings can be your soft landing. Greens with a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, and if it suits you, a small cup of plain yogurt or a cultured non-dairy option. These names aren't cute, they're mental shortcuts. The brain remembers labels and returns to them, especially on busy days. Gentle feedback keeps momentum. Instead of tracking every bite, track how the day felt. Use a simple card on the fridge with 4 words: energy, mood, sleep, ease. Each night, place a small check by any that felt a little better. Over a week, you'll see patterns without pressure. If checks fade, you haven't failed. You've received useful information. Adjust the lever that's easiest. Bring back afternoon berries, add greens at lunch, or return fish to the oven twice a week. Progress arrives when the next step is obvious and kind. Connection strengthens every habit. Share your anchors with one person who wants the same steadier days. Send a quick message after your 7-minute start, or invite a neighbor to join your 3 o'clock reset. When someone else is waiting for your I did it, follow through rises. And if you live alone, let Beyond 60 Wisdom be your circle. Leave a comment with the one change you're keeping this week. Your note may be the prompt someone else needed. Expect interruptions, appointments, visitors, low-energy afternoons. Prepare a rescue plan you can do even when tired. A shelf-stable trio of canned salmon, beans, and olive oil. A frozen bag of greens. A box of oats. When the day gets loud, open, warm, drizzle, breathe. That sequence is a bridge from chaos back to calm. It's not fancy. It's dependable. Finally, speak to yourself as you would to a dear friend. I'm building a life I can keep. That sentence quiets the perfection voice and invites steadiness. Longevity after 60 is not about doing more. It's about repeating what helps. In the next part, I'll give you a clear 7-day rotation and a printable checklist you can follow at a glance. What to buy, how much to plate, and how to swap flavors so meals stay satisfying. Don't step away now. The most practical and important guide is next, and it's designed to fit your real week. Longevity after 60 is, at its heart, a relationship with time. Not a race against it, not a fight with it, but a conversation where your daily choices speak first and time answers later. When I sit with older adults who feel steady and present, I notice the same quiet confidence. They trust small actions that they can actually keep. They aren't hunting for a perfect plan, they're practicing a kinder rhythm. That rhythm looks ordinary on the surface. Oats in a warm bowl, greens with a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, a half cup of berries when the afternoon light turns soft, fish in the oven 2 or 3 nights a week. But it carries a deeper message to the body and mind. I am taking care of tomorrow today. That message is powerful because it's believable. You can repeat it even on a busy Tuesday, even when sleep was short, even when plans change. I want you to imagine your week as a string of modest promises instead of a list of rules. Promise yourself an anchor each morning that steadies you for the next few hours. Promise yourself one renewing pause in the afternoon that keeps you level. Promise yourself a simple dinner that lands gently so the evening can settle. When you keep those promises, you're not just feeding a routine, you're rebuilding trust with yourself. And that trust changes the weather inside your day. It becomes easier to lace up your shoes, to call a friend, to read a few pages before bed instead of drifting through channels. Food is not the whole story, but it's a dependable chapter that supports the others. If part of you worries that it might be too late, I want you to hear this clearly. Your body still pays attention. It often responds to steady care more than to grand efforts. The 7 foods we've talked about are not rare or complicated, and that's exactly why they work for real lives. They respect your schedule, your budget, and your taste. They don't require you to become someone else. And when interruptions arrive, as they always do, you can step back into the rhythm without apology. That's not starting over. That's continuing. Let pleasure be an ally. Season your greens with lemon and garlic so they make you look forward to lunch. Choose berries you actually like and serve them in a bowl you save for this purpose alone. Keep olive oil where you can see it, so the easier move is also the better one. If fish feels like too much on a certain night, open a can of salmon or sardines, toast a slice of whole grain bread, and finish with pepper and oil. The point is not compliance. The point is care that fits the day you're living. As you hold this picture, keep your attention on what improves, even by a little. A steadier morning, an easier walk to the mailbox, a clearer feeling in the late afternoon, a calmer evening. Those improvements are the compass. Follow them. They will lead you toward a life that feels more like yours. Stay with me for what comes next. I'm going to give you a clean, ready-to-use 7-day rotation for all 7 foods, how to stock your kitchen, how to portion without fuss, and how to rotate flavors so the plan stays enjoyable. This is the most practical and important guide in the series, and it's designed to meet you exactly where you are and carry you into the week ahead. When I think about a good life after 60, I don't picture grand changes or perfect routines. I picture a simple table, a calm kitchen, and a person who keeps one small promise to themselves, then another, then another. That's how the days begin to feel different. Quietly, steadily, in ways you can sense when you wake up and when you rest at night. Longevity after 60 is really a story about respect. Respect for your body's signals, your time, your budget, and your taste. When meals feel like care instead of control, you naturally repeat what helps. A warm bowl in the morning, greens with a light drizzle at lunch, a bright handful of fruit in the afternoon, fish on a couple of easy nights. None of this asks you to become someone else. It asks you to be gentle and consistent with the person you already are. The deeper lesson is that steady care is more powerful than strong effort done once in a while. The 7 foods we've explored are ordinary on purpose. Many older adults find they fit real days, not ideal ones. You can stock them without stress, prepare them even when energy is low, and enjoy them without fuss. And when life gets loud, appointments, family, travel, you can step back into the rhythm the next day. You're not starting over, you're continuing. That mindset lifts pressure and brings back momentum. Here's how to apply this today. Choose one small anchor you can keep for 7 days. Maybe it's oats first thing. Maybe it's greens with a squeeze of lemon and a spoon of extra virgin olive oil at lunch. Maybe it's a simple berry pause at 3 in the afternoon. Set it up where you can see it. Oats in a clear jar, oil by the stove, berries at eye level in the fridge. Give your anchor a name so your mind remembers it, like morning start or 3 o'clock reset. At night, ask yourself 4 easy words. Energy, mood, sleep, ease. If any felt a little better, that's your quiet proof. The next week, keep your anchor and add a second. If some days don't go to plan, return to one anchor and let it guide you back. A positive takeaway for older adults is this: you don't need to overhaul your life to feel more like yourself. You need a few kind choices you can repeat. Use pleasure to your advantage. Season simply. Choose textures you enjoy. Sit down for 5 minutes when you eat. Share your plan with a friend or family member. Small promises kept together often become lasting habits. Before we close, may I ask something simple? Which anchor feels easiest for you to begin this week? A steady morning bowl, or B, a calm afternoon fruit break? Please share A or B in the comments and tell us why. Your idea may help someone who needs the same nudge. If this video feels useful and encouraging, we'd be grateful if you subscribe, leave a thoughtful comment, and share it with someone you care about. Your support helps Beyond 60 Wisdom keep making practical, respectful videos for real life. Thank you for spending your time with us today. Your presence here matters, and your everyday choices matter even more. Let's keep talking, learning, and caring for the days ahead together.